All right, guys, I'm going to gear this video to the 55, 56 Chevy car guys that are wanting to redo their instrument clusters for their dash. So speedometer assembly, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, basically your instrument cluster up here. So I don't have the money, the $1,000 to spend on the fancy aftermarket gauge assembly. And I really don't even have the money to buy a new gauge for the fuel and the temperature gauge. So my original gauges, even though they pretty much looked like this when I started, all surface rusty nasty, the gauges still worked. So what I ended up doing was, this is what I use. This is a 4 set I've had and done. This is a reface set that you won't find in your reproduction catalogs for these cars. At least I haven't seen them anyway. Of course, my catalogs are a couple years old, so maybe they're in there now, but anyway, this is a gauge face decal kit from LMC Truck. They're not a sponsor. I had to buy these, but this is how I refinished mine in my dash. But this is for a 55 to 59 Chevy truck, and you get different ones. So it kind of goes with probably the year. Like this one has a slot. These are not hollow holes in there, so you don't see rust behind in them holes. That's actually printed on there. But anyway, it's the 3 dots like you usually have on your fuel gauge. And anyway, I've used one for temp and fuel already. One of them actually says oil gauge, but I used it because it matched I believe it was the coolant. I don't remember now, but anyway, it also comes with your odometer numbers as well. And these just stick on to your counter there. Now, I noticed when I took mine apart, the paint was coming off on my numbers. So in order for these to stick, I went ahead and just I think I used a plastic brush and some 409 and cleaned the paint off of it and got it just a raw plastic. And then I redone it with the numbers, and they just stick on. And I don't remember what the deal was, but there is a difference in 55 and 56, I believe. Like these numbers should be black, and then this row that's black should be white. All you're going to get is all the white and the mains, and then the little one in black. But anyway, this is what I do. You basically take that sticker, peel it off there, and slide it in behind your needle and stick it on there. Now what I usually do is I go in here and I sand this down real good with like some 400 grit paper just to smooth off the rough texture of that rust. And anyway, that's what I do. It's just a sticker. But I have not seen them in a catalog, and that's why I thought it might help somebody. I always found these in LMC Truck. Now the part number is 38-0007, and it's a gauge reface kit, 55 to 59 Chevy truck. So anyway, you'll see these lines on here, like here and here, and then these up here. You don't see them through the little slot in your cluster face. It's a really thin slot. All you see is the needle. You won't see those, so don't let that fool you. But anyway, gauge reface kit. It's 10 bucks. You'll pay more for shipping than I did for the part. And again, not a sponsor. I had to pay for them. But me, to save money, instead of replacing it with a brand new fuel gauge and a brand new temperature gauge, I just refaced my originals and repainted my needles. So hope it helps somebody.